Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. We just wrapped up recording a top 5 list to help eBay sellers or potential eBay sellers. And Tuxedo Jericho, who submitted that top 5 list to me by sending it to chris@pirillo.com, my email address, has the second part of the top 5 list, or another top 5 for eBay buyers. So if you're someone who buys things on eBay, this list might help you. Now this is something that I know I could have used before I started shopping around on eBay. And yes, I have done shopping. In fact, tonight I purchased something else for myself because as Ponzi and I were going through our Christmas wish lists, she said that she's not going to get a theremin for me. And I wanted a theremin. I've always wanted a theremin. And this Christmas season, I decided I'm getting a theremin. And so I went onto eBay, theremin. This guy knows what he's talking about. He's obviously got a website. He's dedicated. He's got his email address right out there. It says, if you have any questions, ask away. I'm like, dude, I am all about this. I am getting this theremin. Click, buy it, done. I'm ready to go. So hopefully, maybe before Christmas, I will receive my theremin from another buyer, or I should say seller on eBay. I would be another buyer. Top 5 list. These are top 5 tips for buying on eBay. Number 1, use good search keywords. An example, I've witnessed people using eBay looking for, let's say, a Logitech G15 keyboard. Just search for the phrases keyboard or Logitech keyboard. They were astounded when they had to sift through a ton of pages or different Logitech keyboards or just plain keyboards just to find the ones they wanted. So he was saying that, you know, the more specific you can get with your search, the better off you're going to be. Well, that doesn't just apply to eBay. It applies to anything. Now, the only caveat to that is if you're looking for, let's say, coupons. And in that case, you'd want to go for broader things. So we've set up a website, tagjag.com, tagjag.com. And if you go there, tagjag.com/Logitech, or any kind of brand, it will pump back instantaneously any kind of discounts or coupons that might be running for that brand or that store. So if you're looking for something specific, search for something specific. If you're looking for savings on a particular type of item, then go broad. It's a very important thing to understand. Number 2, look at the seller's feedback. If they have a high rating, then you can be more assured that when you pay for the item, you'll get it. If the seller has quite a few negative feedback for not sending in a timely manner or not sending the item at all, then you should avoid that seller. I ended up, in my entire eBay existence of buying things, I ended up getting one piece of negative feedback, and that was because I screwed something up. The auction, I forgot that I did it, and then it went to my Hotmail address. It's when eBay was connected with Hotmail, and I never checked my Hotmail address. And then I realized, like, logging in 6 months later, I'm like, oh crap, oh boy, uh-oh. And so I ended up getting a negative mark. I mean, rightfully so. I didn't pay for the item because I forgot that the auction happened. But it was only once, and it happened years ago, so it's not even live. It's not even in the past 12 months a negative mark. But that was my mistake as a buyer. Every other time, I've been, completely communicative. People know, where to find me, right? Anyway, very important. Look at the seller's feedback. Number 3, look in the description for the shipping cost and the payment options. Sounds simple enough, but a lot of people tend to just buy the first thing they see. After that, they're taken aback after the $5 DVD they bought has a $10 shipping cost to it, and the seller only takes PayPal and they don't have an account there. If they take money orders, you can use them. Well, see, to me, I'm all about PayPal, and I realize, yes, there's fraud and whatnot, but PayPal is just so incredibly convenient. So nice. Number 4, when sending money orders for items, send the money order via the USPS, that's the United States Postal Service. Send them priority with tracking. This way, unless the USPS forgets to, the money orders package is scanned along the way. You can log on to USPS.com and enter the tracking number to see exactly where your money order is. This will help the seller's claims that they have not received your payment. Number 5, and this is a big one, communicate. As simple as it sounds, this is one of the things that people most often forget. When you send the payment, email the seller and let them know. If you send a money order via priority with tracking, send them the tracking number as well. Normally, when the seller sends the shipping information, when they send the item, then they will... let me try it again. Normally, when the seller send the shipping information when they send the item as well. So they basically go hand in hand. If you have not received your item or info on the seller, send them an email on eBay, or just send them an email message outright asking if they've shipped it. Once in a while, a seller might run into unexpected delays due to illness, work, or personal reasons. If you remind them that you have not got your item, they should see that and let you know. Very, very important. Oh, bonus tip! Use the feedback system. If the seller and you have a smooth transaction, leave positive feedback. This helps you respect on eBay as a buyer. And if you start to sell, it won't hurt either. If after a few attempts to communicate with the seller for not sending the item, you can issue a strike against the seller. If that fails, leave negative feedback. Just be as polite as possible. Also, if the seller doesn't ship the item as advertised, issue a negative feedback. Hope these tips help people looking to buy stuff on eBay. I've never been burnt with an eBay auction, which isn't to say that it doesn't happen. It certainly does happen. Feedback is important to watch. Not just immediate feedback, but feedback over time. I tend to deal with, even outside of eBay, even on Amazon's marketplace, where I frequently purchase things. In fact, just recently purchased something from somebody, the PSP extended battery, and I got it, and it didn't work. And I'm like, great. And I just thought, well, great, that was money lost. But I said, no, I'll email the guy. I'll say, look, it doesn't work. Do you have a return or an exchange policy? I mean, I still want one. And he emailed back. He says, oh, yeah, just I'm sorry about that. Just mail it back here, and we'll take care of it. So I just mailed it out tonight. I sent it UPS, $10. But more importantly with that, tracking number. It's worth the money. Totally worth the money. If it's a difference between $10 and not having a tracking number, spend the money, get a tracking number. Because at least then you're not in the dark. $10 is worth it. I'm telling you, it is worth it. At least to me. It's me. That's me. That's just me. Anyway, Tuxedo Jericho, I appreciate the top 10 eBay buying tips. If you happen to have a top 10 in combination, that was 5, and the other 5 were in another video. If you have a top 5 list, or I guess top 10, I'll take both, you can email it to me, chris@pirillo.com. Whether it's related to buying and selling, technology, we take anything. I'll read anything back to the community so long as it's interesting and can help a lot of people who happen to be out there. Have you had good or bad experience on eBay? Do you swear by it or do you swear at it? Or both. It could happen both ways. Let me know. My email address, chris@pirillo.com. You're also free to leave a follow-up remark, embed this video wherever you want. And you're also welcome to swing by the chat room. We're typically talking tech. A lot of gamers in our chat room, most frequently, always talking about that stuff. I don't get it. I don't understand the complete fascination with games. I mean, I do at one level, but these guys at the chat room take it to a whole new... They make it an art form, is what they do. See, look, games FTW. Do you know what FTW means? I do. Do you? Well, if you want to find out, swing by the chat room. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Oh, and they gave it away. Well, you can come by anyway at live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.